Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the That's a Shoot, my weekly episodic show where I talk about what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. There was not one last week due to the fact of everything from um, um, doing grocery shopping to um, dealing with a flare up of gout in my elbow. As you can see, my arm is wrapped up. I'm still recovering from it, although I think the gout is pretty much gone. I still got some pain in there. I think some other things may be wrong in there. We'll have to check and see about that. Yeah, too, just all types of other stuff. Yeah, because I could have done this Saturday, but I was in the hospital, so just couldn't get it done last week. So I'm gonna get it done this week. This week we're gonna talk about what I hope to see in 2023. I have four things in particular that I want to see happen this year in 2023 with WWE, and I'm gonna give it to them. So um, yeah, let's go ahead and get things started. So let's start with the Judgment Day. I want 2023 to be the year of the Judgment Day. I want them to be dominant, as dominant as Bloodline. I want them to be incredible. I want them to be ramshocking Raw or SmackDown if a draft happens or anything like that. And I want them to be led by Dominic Mysterio. At least, you know, in the forefront. There's a place without not leaders, but I really want them to do that. And it's I think it starts this Monday at Raw 30 with the uh, Raw tag team titles being on the line. Um, it's it looks like they're just determined to split all of these championships and just isn't it time? Isn't it time to like to get away from this? Get away from this. You're one company. You have one champion. Why do you have two champions? Why do you have all these fucking championships? It just doesn't make any sense. But they seem, Vince is back. Hopefully Vince changes Triple H's mind and says, let's just go with the one champions thing. Let's merge women's titles as well. Anyway, but yeah, it looks like I'm not sure. There's been some good talk about this where what you could do is that you know they could be doing this to split up the championships, or they could be doing this to to uh to kind of like set up a to make you think that the titles are going to be turned and then they won't be. But yeah, I don't know. I think there may be too much talk about the splitting of the championships for this to be not a real thing. So I think unfortunately that this is going to happen. It's going to happen on Raw, but I think again the good thing to come out of it is that this is going to be the comment, the start of maybe dominance of this. And I think what you might see is you might see the Priest and Mysterio as the tag champions. You see Rhea Ripley as women's champion. I think she's one of the favorites to win the Royal Rumble this year, women's Royal Rumble. I think it could be Finn Balor. Excuse me, guys. Something in my fucking eye. Okay, I'm back. It's just something in my eye and it was just bothering me. So I tried to stay as calm and professional as I could, but wait till I was through with the Judgment Day stuff, but I just couldn't do it, so I apologize. But yeah, then I want to see maybe Finn Balor can get the United States Championship, if not the WWE Championship, if they decide to split that title as well. So I think this is a big year for the Judgment Day, and I want them to be absolutely dominant, and I want them to be strong, and I want them to strong the year full, so that 2024 comes around, then that's when the split of the Judgment Day, I think, could be going, and they can each go their separate ways or anything like that. But I want to see 2023 be the year of the Judgment Day. The one thing I want to bring back this year for 2023 is I want to bring back the 1 hour Ironman matches. That's what I want to bring back. Um, AEW apparently has this thing right now what they're doing with MJF and Daniel Bryan and Bryan Danielson, whatever. I guess that if Bryan Danielson can win every week on Dynamite, it's the next pay per view. He's gonna get a chance to wrestle MJF for the title in a 1 hour Iron Man match, which I have which I think is great. Um, I wish WWE would do that. WWE has been doing this to 30-minute Iron Man matches, and that's just a 30-minute Iron Man match is okay. It's right. It's okay. But I also think that it's when you do a 30-minute Iron Man match, it's like the stuff they did with Seth and Dolph Ziggler. To me, there was like it was I believe there was in total there was 10 falls in 30 minutes, and then there was they went to extra innings and they get the sixth fall. I think it was I can't forget. I remember if it was Rollins or Ziggler at the sixth fall, but yeah, and that's what made it 6-5. Actually, that's something for me that just that's way too much. See, I'll believe that in 1 hour you could get 10 falls. 1 hour you can get 10 falls, especially if they tell the right story and something happens and you know things like that. But in a half hour, 10 falls, no. At the most, there should be five in a half an hour. You can, and it's, again, this is the way you tell the story. At the most, five. So a 3-2 victory. But I don't think a half an hour Ironman match is thing. I think the Ironman match was made for 1 hour. Yeah, and that's what it was made for. I mean, yeah, 1 hour Ironman match. Winner with the most falls wins. And I think that's the case. I think that's how it should be. So I want at some point I want there to be the ability between someone. And I think Cody and Seth is a good shout. I think Cody and anyone is a good shout for them to go 1 hour in the Iron Man match. Later on this year, I think at SummerSlam maybe, or even at another one of the both pay-per-views. Let's go ahead and let's do it. Bring back the 1 hour Iron Man match, please. Well, obviously, I think a lot of us wants to see this. I think we want to see WWE champion, right? In some form or fashion, whether it is with the split title and he's just the WWE champion, or whether he's the undisputed Universal Heavyweight champion. Either way, I think to see Cody Rhodes with the championship is something that we really need to see. Um, there's reports and rumors that when Vince was there, it was still not it's still not the target for the events. He wasn't, he didn't have anything for Cody Rhodes coming up to WrestleMania. I think that's totally fine. And I think now maybe with Triple H, now it is. I think Cody is one of the top favorites to win the men's Royal Rumble match. And again, with the rumors of the split of the championships, you know, there's some talk about him doing that. There's also talk about that. I just read something this morning saying that Dave Meltzer is reporting that The Rock may not want to do a match, with this, with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Um, but that could also be subterfuge, and I personally think that's what it is. I think it's subterfuge. I think that they're doing everything they can for some reason or another, doing everything they can to try to not make it so simple, make it so noticeable that it's going to be The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But for me, I think there's it's I don't know. I just think there's just too much. there's too many breadcrumbs, and I think again this Monday at Raw 30 is going to give us the biggest breadcrumb of all, because there's going to be a acknowledgement ceremony for Roman Reigns, where all generations of the bloodline are going to be there, and whether The Rock is there or whether The Rock is not there, whether The Rock shows up via satellite or whatever, we are going to get the picture of, I think somehow, you know, Roman Reigns being upset at The Rock for something. We're gonna get that this Monday. And I don't think that that's going to be because he's not going to go at WrestleMania. And unless they're gonna do the whole thing that they did last year with Vince, like it came out that Vince was gonna have a match, and Vince was probably gonna wrestle Pat McAfee, and then what they did was they turned it around since everybody found out, and they said it was gonna be Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee. Then after the match, Vince came out and you know, and they didn't. They did the same thing with Austin. There's rumors that Austin was gonna have a match, and then it turned out, well, we're just gonna have him do a thing, a thing, whatever, an interview segment with Kevin Owens, and it turned out to be it turned out to be a match. So again, if they want to do that, that's fine. I don't see why they need to do that. All they just need to do is just just all they really need to do is just go ahead and just do, just make the match Rock versus Roman WrestleMania, and let's just do this. Let's just do this. Let's stop trying to do subterfuge or anything like that. Um, so yeah, but I think to see Cody as a WWE champion this year, 2023, would do good. I would love it for him if he won the championship, like at Madison Square Garden, where his father thought he won it, but it was by count out, everything like that. I think that would be awesome. That would be total awesome, awesomeness, and a great end to like this, want the story for Cody. And finally, this is something that I have been speaking about probably since the end of 2021, uh, and that's Roman Reigns going over 1,000 days as champion, and um, and I still think that's the case. I also think that this is something that this is also something that is going to be interesting to see how they do, because if they are going to split the championships, then it's a very easy thing to do, right? Yeah, they get and there's been many ways been talked about. There's something that talking about that they would strip Roman Reigns of the WWE Championship, still having his Universal Championship, and still having that consecutive day reign as Universal Champion. Um, so that and then it's easy. You just have him to the day, and you can take him over 1,000 days, and he can be in the hell. You could take that until WrestleMania 40. At that point, you can take him being the Universal Champion until WrestleMania 40, which would be, if I'm correct, which would be 1,200 days, right? 1,200 over 1,200 days as champion, maybe closer to 1,300 days as champion at that point. So then you can do that. But if you're going to the keep them undisputed, which I would prefer, I would admit, as keeping them preferred, that's more hard to do, because then how do you do it, right? Because we got the Royal Rumble coming up, and the winner at the Royal Rumble is the meets the champion at WrestleMania. And then how you do that, and then that's why there was some talk late last year about The Rock entering the Royal Rumble and winning it, and then that's how you do The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But how do you get there? Again, if I'm correct on this, I believe the day of the 1,000-day reign would be Memorial Day, May 29th of this year. And so that's the day that Roman Reigns would hit 1,000 days as champion. So meaning that you would have to have, if the rumors are correct, so he would be have to beat Kevin Owens next week at Royal Rumble, right? Next week at Royal Rumble. Then he would have to beat Sami Zayn, which is the rumors, at Elimination Chamber. He then has to beat The Rock at WrestleMania. And then you're going to have, I guess it would be Rock at WrestleMania Backlash. You have to have that for WrestleMania Backlash, and then you have to have something for the May event. So, listen, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Um, and who's going to be um, like the thing that it is? But I totally believe that it is going to be um, done well because it's everything with Roman Reigns has been done well since he's come back in 2020. So it's unreal how the bloodline and seemingly anything they do becomes the best thing in wrestling. So and yeah, so yeah, I definitely want to see Roman Reigns hit 1,000 days as champion, whether it's the undisputed championship, which I would prefer, or it is a split title and he's just the universal champion for 1,000 days. But anyway, he's going to be one of the all-time greats, and and that is the thing. Like this title run isn't just something where he's just it's just thousand it's just be 1,000 days and just as champion and it's just woo woo. No, he's done some incredible work with some incredible talent, and it's just done great thing. I was thinking about it the other day. Like when you talk about triple threat matches, it's usually one person who beats one person who beats the other, right? It's like one person who beats another, and the other guy doesn't get it because that's something again they're talking about again of how to get the championship off of Roman Reigns. It's a triple threat match. You put him in a match with someone else, and one of the guys beats the other person. So Roman Reigns doesn't lose. He doesn't get pinned, but he still loses the WWE championship. But you think about the triple threat match back to WrestleMania 37 and he pinned both Edge and Bryan on top of each other. Just the stuff that he has done is just incredible and insane. It's been great work, and he's been awesome. He's been awesome. He's been the best thing in the wrestling for 3 years, and I don't think to say anything else has been better than him. It's just been lying. It's just lying, flat out lying. So Roman Reigns deserves this. I want to see him get his 1,000 days as champion, one way or the other. So there you have it. My things that I want to see in 2023. These are the four major things. Some other things I would like to see. Some of the that not happen. Speaking about it all through this video, I would love to see just the entire, the women's title merges, and then there'll be a unified champion, heavyweight champion, unified tag team, and unified women's champion. So doesn't seem that's going to happen. I would love to see them cut down on the premium live events. I was just looking, and there's really only four that they have scheduled as of right now. They've got WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and then Money in the Bank is going to be on July 1st in London, of all places. So, yeah, I think there's some other things that we can see, right? Some things that happen, but these are the main things I want to see. I want to see Cody Rhodes as the champion after, or if it's the undisputed championship after Roman Reigns hits 1,000 days as champion. Let's see the Judgment Day be the most dominant force on Monday Night Raw or on Friday Night SmackDown, whatever. and I want to see them bring back the 1 hour Iron Man matches. Have someone later on this year do a 1 hour Iron Man match. I think you have to do it later on this year because you can't do it really close to the whole AEW MJF Bryan Danielson thing. So yeah, I really want to do that. I really want them to bring that back. So yeah, so we'll see. What do you want to see in 2023? Post your comments down below and let me know what you say that's in the comment section. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell because next week is going to be my predictions for Royal Rumble. I probably would do them. I probably would do them. I probably would do them at night. I don't know if I'm gonna do them live. I don't think I'm gonna do them live, but I'm gonna do them at night. Um, after SmackDown and after Real Time with Bill Maher. I think that's coming back soon. I gotta watch that. Um, so yeah, so it'll be after that. But so that's why I say please click the notification bell so that you can get the video when you wake up, go to bed at night. If you stay up late, you'll get the notification bell once I put it out. Or when you wake up in the morning and you check your phone, you check your tablet, whatever, you'll see a notification above my predictions episode, which then you can go ahead and watch right before Saturday's Royal Rumble. I stopped doing them on the day of just because the video would go out like 3 to 4 hours before the show, and so to me it probably didn't make no difference. It didn't make too much of a difference to do it like that. So I decided just to go ahead and do it the night before. So yeah, it's gonna be great next week. If you are like, man, this is stuff. This is really good. I want to make sure I make sure AJTRIP still continues doing what he's doing. Then go ahead and become a patron. Patreon.com/AJTRIP. Become a patron. Once I hit a certain amount of patrons, you will be able to determine what you see on my here on my YouTube channel, what you see me play on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AJTRIP20. Has to be a game that I have to play, so or you can buy me the game and then I play it that way, or what you hear on my podcast. I have another podcast. It's the Word. I have two podcasts. One podcast is the Game According to Me, and then also that's where we talk about sports and talk a little bit of wrestling. And that's where we also have the Word According to Me. This is where I talk about anything and everything, pop culture, politics, whatever. So if you have a topic that you think would be fun for me to talk about or you want me to speak on, then become a patron. And then once we hit a certain amount of patrons, you'll be able to do that. Give me topics to talk about on my podcast. So, yeah, that should be great. All right, guys. Thank you guys again so much for watching. This is your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out. Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'm glad I just thought about that. Before I do end this, I do want to give my thoughts and condolences out there to the friends and family and fans of Jamin Pugh, I think is what he was called, is the title was called, otherwise known as Jay Briscoe, one half of the Briscoes, one of the greatest tag teams in Ring of Honor history, and he passed away earlier this week on Wednesday, because it was on Tuesday, because there was a little bit of it on NXT, and so yeah, that's so unfortunate. He was so young, and his daughters, I believe, are still in critical condition. If they haven't, I apologize if there's been any update on them, but yeah, just tragic. So I leave here sending my thoughts to those who knew and who loved to watch Jay Briscoe.